about you? What's in your own professional library? Ours is a multi-billion-dollar industry with many stakeholders, many theories, full of constant change, so many innovations here today and gone tomorrow. I know you know what I mean. The bulk of education research has occurred in the last 60 years. We are swimming in research-rich seas. Exciting stuff. The question is, when do we teachers get to study that? When do we get to swim in those rich seas? The surface of education's storm-tossed seas is in constant turmoil. Teachers can't live on this turbulent surface if we are to get our daily job done. Instead, we live below in the relative calm of ocean depths, in the consistency of day-to-day teaching. Okay, if you can't put calm and classroom in the same sentence, can we agree instead on, say, controlled chaos? Just as turbulence on the ocean's surface has little effect in the ocean's depths, education's political storms give us few answers we can directly apply. Do you know what teachers secretly wish you knew about professional development but will never ever tell you to your face? We'll tell you their secret. Teachers want to master how to teach effectively. The vast majority of new teachers enter their first classroom ill-prepared and must learn on their own basic foundational skills such as managing a classroom, engaging students, structuring and presenting lessons. Isolated from one another, this can take teachers years to accomplish. When a teacher fails to do this, she or he is blamed for somehow failing to grasp the art of teaching. Want proof? Just ask teachers about their own teacher preparation. Again and again, I've asked myself, why don't we teachers have the research in our hands? Not academic discourse, not statistical graphs. I mean research that we can readily understand and directly apply. Listen, educational research is now irrefutable and inescapable, but the gap between what we know really works and what we are still doing persists in the vast majority of our classrooms. I just plain got tired of asking how come we teachers don't have the research in our hands when and where we need it, and finally I just put it together myself. None of it is my approach, rather it is a shared contribution. Human knowledge and understanding is a very cumulative affair. We all stand on the shoulders of others who precede us. Isaac Newton said, "If I have seen further, it is by standing on the shoulders of giants." Luckily, I stand on the shoulders of some of the greats in our profession. My shoulders have gotten strong. Come stand on my shoulders. Here's my story. I'm a teacher like you, with a love of kids, full of idealism, hope, good intentions, and also fair measures of self-doubt, fatigue, and failure. I began as an activity-based teacher, and I still love to teach through projects. By a sheer twist of fate, as a young teacher, I fell into a fantastic job that put me right smack in the middle of one of education's most contentious battles, working with the developers of direct instruction in the 1960s. As lead teacher at a university lab school, I managed our program's half-day preschool for disadvantaged 4- and 5-year-olds, where my colleagues and I taught and field-tested program prototypes in language, reading, and math. Each school day, after their lunch, to this day I still avoid Jell-O, and after their nap time, I put the kids on the bus and ran upstairs to the rest of my day, illustrating these same pre-publication programs. My drafting table stood in the midst of the developers. While I illustrated task after task, I listened to them and marveled at the rigor they applied to each task, each concept, each scope and sequence, always debating, sometimes arguing, swearing, or joking. The result was the first ever scripted instruction, which caused a firestorm from the educational establishment that persists to this day. Ironic, because many programs today are scripted. As a result, most teachers still have basic misconceptions about explicit or direct teaching.